But a new report just released by J.D. Power says they're finding a significant number of complaints when it comes to new cars.
Ram CEO strikes back after finding himself in the hot seat. Critics are calling for change. Loyal customers are feeling betrayed, and in a move no one expected, the CEO fights back, not with excuses, but with an audacious plan to revolutionize the industry. But the questions remain. Can he turn the tide in time? Will his vision align with the expectations of a loyal but skeptical customer base? And what exactly did he do? A storm of criticism. The criticism was widespread, cutting across customer reviews, dealership frustrations, and scathing industry commentary. Headlines screamed about declining sales, aging product designs, and the company's seeming inability to keep pace with its competitors. The issues weren't just limited to the trucks themselves. Employee leaks hinted at disorganization within the company, with reports of delayed projects, cost overruns, and mounting dissatisfaction among workers. Whispers about the CEO's leadership style began to emerge. Was he too focused on short-term gains? Was the company stretched too thin? To understand the source of the backlash, we need to examine the cracks that had been forming within Ram for years. At first, they were small, barely noticeable to the public, but as time went on, these cracks widened, exposing vulnerabilities that the brand could no longer hide. One of the most glaring issues was the lack of innovation. While competitors like Ford and Rivian were pushing the boundaries of electric vehicle technology, Ram seemed stuck in the past. Its traditional gas-powered lineup, though beloved by many, no longer inspired the same excitement. In an era where sustainability and cutting-edge tech were becoming non-negotiable, Ram's offerings felt out of touch. The delay in launching a competitive electric truck was particularly damaging. Industry insiders pointed out that Ram had announced ambitious EV plans years ago, but had yet to deliver a product that could rival the likes of Ford's F-150 Lightning or Tesla's Cybertruck. This failure to capitalize on the EV boom was seen as a missed opportunity, and one that competitors were more than happy to exploit. Meanwhile, rising costs were straining both the company and its customers. Inflation had driven up the price of vehicles across the board, but Ram's premium models seemed particularly out of reach for the average buyer. Many loyal customers who had once proudly driven Ram trucks found themselves priced out of the market. Dealerships were also feeling the pressure. Reports surfaced of unsold inventory gathering dust on lots, leading to tensions between dealers and the company's leadership. "We're being told to sell trucks that people can't afford," one anonymous dealer said, "and when we ask for support, we're met with silence." As frustrations boiled over, all eyes turned to the CEO. Would he acknowledge the mounting criticism, or would he remain silent, risking further damage to the brand? The CEO speaks out. For weeks, Ram's CEO avoided the spotlight, fueling speculation about the company's next move. Was he planning a major overhaul, or was the silence a sign of uncertainty within the leadership ranks? As the days turned into weeks, the pressure for a response grew unbearable. When the CEO finally broke his silence, it was in a manner that few had expected. During a live-stream press conference, he didn't dodge the criticism. He leaned into it. "I know you've been waiting for answers," he began, his tone firm and direct, "and today I'm here to give them to you." The CEO's speech was a mix of accountability and defiance. He acknowledged the issues that had plagued the brand, but framed them as opportunities for growth. "Yes, we've faced challenges," he said, "but challenges are what drive innovation. They're what push us to be better." He then unveiled an ambitious plan to reinvigorate the brand. At the heart of this plan was a commitment to accelerate the development of Ram's electric vehicle lineup. Promising to deliver a groundbreaking EV truck within the next year, the CEO declared, "We're not just playing catch-up, we're setting a new standard for the industry." But the speech wasn't just about future promises. The CEO also addressed the criticism of his leadership, emphasizing the company's dedication to its employees and customers. "I hear you," he said, "and I want you to know that we're listening. Ram is more than a company, it's a family, and together we're going to overcome this." The CEO's bold stance made headlines, but would his words be enough to quell the growing discontent, or was this just the beginning of a more significant battle? Reactions from the front lines. The CEO's statement sent shockwaves through the industry. For some, it was a refreshing display of transparency and leadership. "It's rare to see a CEO take such a direct approach," said one industry analyst. "It shows that Ram isn't afraid to confront its issues head on." Among loyal customers, the reaction was mixed. Some praised the CEO's vision and expressed hope that the company could reclaim its position as a leader in the market. It's about time they address the problems. One longtime Ram owner said, "If they can deliver on their promises, I'm willing to stick with them." Dealerships too had varied responses. While some appreciated the CEO's acknowledgement of their struggles, others felt that more concrete steps were needed to address the root causes of their frustrations. "We need more than words," a dealer in Texas said. "We need support, incentives, and solutions." On Wall Street, the CEO's speech had an immediate impact. Ram's stock saw a brief uptick as investors reacted to the bold promises, but the gains were short-lived as doubts about the feasibility of the CEO's plans began to creep in. Analysts warned that delivering on such ambitious goals would require significant investment and flawless execution, neither of which could be guaranteed. As the dust began to settle, it became clear that the CEO's response was only the first step in a much larger battle. The road to recovery would be long, and the stakes had never been higher. The unfolding plan. When Ram's CEO vowed to lead the industry into a new era with bold promises of innovation, the automotive world sat up and took notice. His announcement of an accelerated electric vehicle program was headline-grabbing, but it also came with enormous challenges. After years of being outpaced by competitors like Ford and Rivian, could Ram deliver a game-changing product fast enough to regain its footing? The cornerstone of the CEO's plan was a flagship EV truck set to debut within a year. Internally dubbed the Ram Thunderbolt, the vehicle was billed as a blend of raw power, rugged durability, and cutting-edge sustainability. Early prototypes showcased impressive specs, a range exceeding 400 miles, rapid charging capabilities, and enough torque to rival Ram's most iconic gas-powered models. However, critics were quick to point out the obstacles. Developing and manufacturing an electric truck at scale within a year required not only technological breakthroughs but also supply chain agility, a feat that even seasoned EV leaders like Tesla had struggled to achieve. Ram's production facilities, already grappling with delays and inefficiencies, would need a complete overhaul to meet the ambitious timeline. Behind the scenes, the stakes were clear. Engineers worked around the clock, pushing the limits of battery technology and drivetrain design. The company also ramped up partnerships with battery manufacturers and software developers, hoping to leverage external expertise to close the gap. Yet, for all the excitement surrounding the EV program, whispers of skepticism persisted. Could Ram overcome its past missteps and prove the doubters wrong? The dealer dilemma. While the engineers focused on the future, Ram's dealers wrestled with the present. The company's ambitious plans offered a glimmer of hope, but they also came with immediate challenges that many dealerships felt unprepared to tackle. At the heart of the issue was Ram's inventory strategy. The promise of innovative new models, including the Ram Thunderbolt, meant that existing stock, largely comprised of traditional gas-powered trucks, became harder to sell. Customers, enticed by the prospect of next-generation vehicles, were hesitant to commit to older models. Dealers began voicing their frustrations, demanding clearer communication and more aggressive incentives to move unsold inventory. "We're sitting on thousands of trucks, and customers are already asking when the EVs are coming," one dealer lamented. "We need support now, not 6 months from now." Ram responded with a suite of measures aimed at easing the burden. These included temporary price cuts, enhanced financing options, and trade-in bonuses for customers willing to purchase existing models. Additionally, the company launched marketing campaigns emphasizing the durability and reliability of its current lineup, hoping to reassure customers that Ram's traditional trucks still had a place in the modern market. The relationship between Ram and its dealers remained strained, but there were signs of progress. By addressing immediate concerns while keeping an eye on future opportunities, the company sought to strike a delicate balance, a strategy that would be crucial to its long-term success. But the dealer network was only one piece of the puzzle. The next challenge lay in regaining the trust of the very customers who had begun to turn their backs on the brand. Winning back the customer base. Ram's success had always been built on the loyalty of its customers, rugged individuals and hardworking families who relied on their trucks to get the job done. But that loyalty had been tested in recent years, and the CEO's bold promises now hinged on the company's ability to repair those relationships. One of the most pressing concerns was affordability. The rising costs of Ram's premium models had alienated many longtime customers, leading them to consider more budget-friendly alternatives. Recognizing this, Ram introduced a new pricing strategy that included lower entry points for some of its most popular models. The company also unveiled a mid-tier lineup, blending high performance with affordability to cater to a broader audience. Ram also launched an extensive customer engagement campaign featuring testimonials from satisfied buyers, behind-the-scenes looks at the manufacturing process, and sneak peeks of upcoming innovations. Social media became a key battleground, with the company using platforms like Instagram and YouTube to showcase its commitment to quality and innovation. Meanwhile, Ram rolled out loyalty programs aimed at rewarding repeat customers. These included extended warranties, exclusive discounts, and early access to new products. "We want our customers to know that we value their trust," the CEO said. "And we're committed to earning it back every day." But would these efforts be enough to win over a customer base that had already begun exploring alternatives? The answer depended on how Ram handled its next big challenge, delivering results. Internal struggles and external pressures. As Ram forged ahead with its plans, the company faced a host of internal and external pressures that threatened to derail its progress. Internally, the push for innovation strained resources and highlighted lingering inefficiencies within the organization. Departments that had operated in silos for years struggled to adapt to the demands of cross-functional collaboration. Employee morale was another concern. While many workers were inspired by the CEO's vision, others felt overwhelmed by the pace of change. Long hours and high expectations took their toll, leading to increased turnover in key roles. In response, Ram's leadership introduced wellness programs, streamlined workflows, and incentives aimed at retaining top talent. Externally, the competition was unrelenting. Ford, Tesla, and Rivian continued to dominate headlines with their own innovations, leaving Ram fighting for relevance in a crowded market. Industry analysts questioned whether the company could differentiate itself enough to stand out. The Ram Thunderbolt might be a great truck, one analyst noted, but it's entering a space where the bar is already sky high. Adding to the pressure was the broader economic landscape. Rising interest rates and economic uncertainty made consumers more cautious, further complicating Ram's efforts to drive sales. The company also faced scrutiny from environmental groups, which demanded greater transparency about its sustainability practices. With so much at stake, Ram's next steps would be critical. Would the company rise to the occasion, or would the weight of expectations prove too much to bear? The launch of the Ram Thunderbolt. After months of anticipation, the day finally arrived. Ram unveiled its highly anticipated electric truck, the Ram Thunderbolt, in a spectacle designed to cement its place as a leader in automotive innovation. The launch event, held in a sprawling venue in Texas, was broadcast globally, with millions tuning in to see if Ram could truly deliver on its bold promises. The Thunderbolt's specifications were impressive, featuring a range of over 400 miles on a single charge, a 0 to 60 acceleration time of just 4 seconds, and an innovative modular battery system. The truck was designed to meet the needs of modern consumers without sacrificing the raw power that Ram trucks were known for. In addition to its performance capabilities, the Thunderbolt introduced several industry-first features, including an autonomous towing system, solar roof panels to extend range, and a fully customizable interior with smart tech integration. Ram's CEO took the stage, emphasizing the company's commitment to blending innovation with practicality. "This is not just a truck," he declared, "this is a revolution." The Thunderbolt's debut was a critical moment, but it raised a pressing question. Could Ram meet the demand and deliver on its ambitious production goals? Scaling up production. With the Thunderbolt's launch behind them, Ram faced the monumental task of scaling up production. The company had promised that the truck would be available to customers within 6 months, but achieving that timeline required overcoming significant logistical and manufacturing challenges. One of the most pressing issues was the battery supply chain. The Thunderbolt's advanced battery system relied on materials like lithium and cobalt, both of which were in high demand globally. Ram had secured partnerships with key suppliers, but delays and cost fluctuations threatened to disrupt production schedules. The company also had to retrofit its existing factories to accommodate the Thunderbolt's unique design. This involved significant investments in new machinery, training programs for workers, and the implementation of automated production lines. While these these changes were necessary for long-term success, they introduced short-term risks, including potential delays and cost overruns. Despite these challenges, Ram's leadership remained optimistic. The CEO frequently visited production facilities, rallying workers and emphasizing the importance of teamwork. "This isn't just about building a truck," he told employees, "it's about building a legacy." As the first Thunderbolts began rolling off the assembly line, Ram faced another critical hurdle, convincing consumers to make the leap from traditional trucks to electric ones, winning over the market. The Thunderbolt's success hinged on more than just its specs. It required winning over a market that was both curious and cautious about electric trucks. While early adopters and tech enthusiasts were eager to embrace the new model, a significant portion of Ram's traditional customer base remained skeptical. To address these concerns, Ram launched an extensive marketing campaign aimed at highlighting the Thunderbolt's practicality, durability, and cost efficiency. Advertisements featured real-world testimonials from farmers, contractors, and outdoor enthusiasts who had tested the truck in challenging conditions. The message was clear: the Thunderbolt wasn't just an electric truck, it was a Ram truck. Ram also introduced comprehensive customer support initiatives to ease the transition to electric vehicles. These included free home charging station installations, extended warranties, and on-demand technical support. Additionally, the company partnered with charging networks to expand fast charging infrastructure in rural areas, addressing a common concern among potential buyers. Dealer engagement was another critical component of Ram's strategy. Recognizing that dealerships played a key role in shaping customer perceptions, the company provided extensive training programs to ensure that sales staff were well versed in the Thunderbolt's features and benefits. Incentives were also offered to encourage dealers to prioritize EV sales. But even as Ram worked to win over customers, external pressures continued to mount. Would the Thunderbolt's launch be enough to silence the critics, or was the company still at risk of falling short? Navigating the industry landscape. As the Thunderbolt made its way to showrooms, Ram found itself navigating a rapidly evolving industry landscape. Competitors were quick to respond, with Ford announcing upgrades to its F-150 Lightning and Tesla teasing the release of its next-generation Cybertruck. Rivian, meanwhile, continued to gain traction among environmentally conscious buyers with its focus on sustainability. Ram's response was twofold. First, the company doubled down on its innovation efforts, unveiling plans for a complete overhaul of its product lineup. In addition to the Thunderbolt, Ram announced a new range of hybrid and electric vehicles, including mid-sized trucks and commercial vans. These models were designed to appeal to a wider audience and solidify Ram's position as a leader in sustainable transportation. Second, Ram focused on strengthening its partnerships and expanding its market reach. The company entered into collaborations with renewable energy providers, battery innovators, and software developers, aiming to stay ahead of the curve in an increasingly competitive space. International markets also became a priority, with Ram targeting regions like Europe and Asia, where demand for electric vehicles was surging. Despite these efforts, challenges persisted. The global economic landscape remained uncertain, with rising interest rates and inflation impacting consumer spending. Additionally, regulatory pressures continued to evolve, requiring Ram to navigate complex compliance requirements in multiple markets. As the first Thunderbolts hit the road and Ram unveiled its broader vision for the future, one question loomed large. Was the company's transformation enough to secure its place in the new automotive era? The Thunderbolt on the road, the first batch of Ram Thunderbolts, finally hit the streets, marking a historic moment for the company. Customers who had pre-ordered the truck eagerly shared their experiences on social media, posting photos and videos of the sleek, futuristic vehicle in action. Early reviews from automotive journalists and influencers poured in, with many praising the Thunderbolt's performance, design, and innovative features. "This isn't just an electric truck, it's a statement," wrote one prominent auto reviewer. Ram has managed to blend cutting-edge technology with the grit and power that made the brand famous. However, not all feedback was glowing. Some customers encountered minor glitches with the Thunderbolt software, including connectivity issues with its integrated smart systems. Competitors seized on these early missteps, using them as ammunition to highlight the risks of adopting untested technology. Ram responded swiftly, rolling out over-the-air updates to address the software issues and ramping up customer support to ensure that any concerns were resolved quickly. The CEO personally addressed the situation in a statement, emphasizing the company's commitment to continuous improvement. "Innovation is a journey," he said, "and we're walking that journey alongside our customers." The Thunderbolt's rollout was a success by many measures, but would it be enough to sustain the momentum Ram desperately needed to solidify its comeback? restoring dealer confidence. While the Thunderbolt captured headlines, Ram's relationship with its dealer network remained a critical factor in its long-term success. For months, dealers had been vocal about their frustrations with unsold inventory, unclear communication, and the challenges of transitioning to electric vehicles. To address these concerns, Ram introduced a comprehensive dealer support program. This initiative included financial incentives to help dealers manage their existing inventory, along with training programs to prepare sales teams for the growing demand for EVs. Additionally, Ram rolled out a new online platform designed to streamline the ordering and delivery process, making it easier for dealers to meet customer needs. The program began to yield results. Dealers reported increased interest in the Thunderbolt and a renewed sense of optimism about the brand's future. "Ram listened to us," said one dealer. "They're finally giving us the tools we need to succeed." But challenges remained. The shift to electric vehicles required significant investments in charging infrastructure, showroom upgrades, and staff training, costs that many dealers struggled to absorb. Ram offered financial assistance to offset these expenses, but the transition was far from seamless. With dealers starting to regain confidence, Ram turned its attention to an even larger challenge: rebuilding its global reputation and market share. Reclaiming the market. As the automotive industry continued to evolve, Ram faced fierce competition from established rivals and emerging players alike. Ford and Tesla maintained their dominance in the EV market, while startups like Rivian and legacy brands like GM introduced innovative products that threatened to overshadow Ram's progress. To reclaim its position as a market leader, Ram launched an aggressive marketing campaign dubbed The Power of Progress. The campaign highlighted the Thunderbolt and teased upcoming additions to the company's EV lineup. Commercials featured breathtaking landscapes, powerful towing demonstrations, and testimonials from loyal customers who had embraced the transition to electric. Ram also ramped up its presence in international markets, targeting regions where EV adoption was accelerating. The company established new partnerships with distributors in Europe and Asia, ensuring that the Thunderbolt and other future models would reach a global audience. Innovation remained a cornerstone of Ram's strategy. The company announced plans for a hybrid electric midsize truck, a fully autonomous delivery van, and even a concept for a hydrogen-powered heavy-duty vehicle. These announcements generated buzz and helped position Ram as a forward-thinking brand. But even as Ram pushed forward, questions lingered. Could the company sustain this level of innovation, and would the market's growing demands push it too far, too fast? The legacy of leadership. Throughout Ram's turbulent journey, the CEO remained a central figure. His bold decisions and unwavering determination had propelled the company through its darkest moments, but they had also attracted criticism and scrutiny. As the dust began to settle, the industry reflected on his leadership and the lasting impact of his choices. Supporters praised the CEO for his willingness to take risks and adapt to changing market conditions. He didn't just save Ram, he redefined what the brand could be, said one industry analyst. Under his leadership, Ram had gone from a company on the defensive to a trailblazer in the electric vehicle space. Critics, however, pointed to the challenges that remained. While the Thunderbolt had been a commercial success, it was only the first step in a long journey. The company still faced stiff competition, economic uncertainty, and the ongoing challenge of meeting consumer expectations. Internally, the CEO's push for innovation had transformed Ram's culture. Employees described a renewed sense of purpose and camaraderie, fueled by the shared goal of reclaiming the brand's reputation. "We're not just building trucks," one engineer said, "we're building the future." As the CEO prepared for the next phase of Ram's transformation, he remained focused on the bigger picture. "This isn't the end of the story," he said in a recent interview. "It's the beginning of a new chapter for Ram, for our customers, and for the entire industry." With Ram poised for a brighter future, one question lingered. Could the company maintain its momentum and truly lead the charge in the electric era? And there you have it, the unfolding saga of Ram's bold fight to reclaim its place at the top of the automotive world. But what do you think? Is Ram on the right track to lead the charge in the electric era, or do you think the challenges ahead will be too much to overcome? What are your thoughts on the CEO's bold strategies and the debut of the Thunderbolt? Let us know in the comments below.